So this is a sobering reminder that attacks on any American, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, or sexual orientation, is an attack on all of us.
It's something U.S. President Barack Obama has done many times, console his nation after a shooting. But this time, he was reacting to the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history.
The shooter was apparently armed with a handgun and a powerful assault rifle. This massacre is therefore a further reminder of how easy it is for someone to get their hands on a weapon that lets them shoot people in a school, or in a house of worship, or a movie theater, or in a nightclub.
Investigators have identified the shooter as 29-year-old Omar Mateen, a U.S.-born citizen with parents from Afghanistan. He was a security guard with weapons training. Mateen was killed by police after opening fire on partygoers and taking hostages inside of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida.
Not only is this the deadliest shooting on U.S. soil, it's also the most deadly attack on the lesbian and gay community. Hundreds were gathered here at the Pulse nightclub to celebrate Gay Pride Month when Mateen opened fire.
The FBI says Mateen came to their attention after telling coworkers he supported armed groups. He was interviewed twice by the agency in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, those interviews turned out to be inconclusive, so there was nothing to keep the investigation going forward.
The guns used in the shooting are believed to have been bought legally. Police are searching Mateen's home to determine whether he had help or acted alone. Meanwhile, family members of the missing have been gathering at nearby hospitals as they wait for news about their loved ones.
He's a good kid. He works at Universal, and I'm just hoping we find him. That's all I want.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump demanded Obama describe the shooting as radical Islamic terrorism. But many Muslims, like others across the country, are showing support for the victims.
Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers are with the victims of their and with the victims and their families. We offer condolences to the families, and we pray for the recovery of the survivors.
Vigils are being held in the city and around the country as the U.S. once again deals with yet another mass shooting.
Well, Colin joins us now from Orlando with the latest details. Colin, we're learning more about some of the victims at this stage. What can you tell us?
Well, we don't know too much about the victims. We know about the killer, and that's what FBI investigators are trying to find out more information about. We do know that Mateen Omar did have weapons training, and he was on the FBI's radar twice. He was interviewed at least 3 times, but they decided to close the case because they didn't feel like they needed to leave it open. At the same time, he was born in New York, and he was married to a woman from New Jersey who says that he did have a violent past.
Beginning, he was a normal being that cared about family, loved to joke, loved to have fun. But then a few months after we were married, I saw his instability, and I saw that he was bipolar and he would get mad out of nowhere. That's when I started worrying about my safety, and then after a few months he started abusing me physically very often, and not allowing me to speak to my family, keeping me hostage from them. And I tried to see the good in him even then, but my family was very tuned into what I was going through and decided to visit me and rescue me out of that situation.
Colin, also at this stage, the investigation very much underway. Have we got any indication as what the motive may have been and any possible alleged links to terror groups, particularly Daesh?
Well, law enforcement are saying right now that they have to make an important distinction. Was this guy Daesh directed, or was he Daesh influenced? And they say there is a big difference there. Even though there are reports that Daesh is claiming responsibility for this attack, law enforcement officials say it's a bit premature to make that decision. So that's what they're trying to collect all this information on. They've been scouring his house, any cars that he had. And of course, there's a lot of evidence at the club. They're talking to friends and family, as we just heard. So they're trying to get as much information about this guy as they can to really make an informed decision on what may have motivated this attack.
Okay, Colin, thank you very much.